Now, as we mentioned earlier this hour, this accident is the latest in several deadly training incidents involving Camp Pendleton Marines in recent years. Joining us by phone to talk about this accident and the dangers service members face while training, former ABC 10 News military reporter Bob Lawrence. Welcome, Bob. And you know, these exercises are called routine, but they are certainly not without risks.
There is nothing routine about any of the training. I think the Lieutenant Colonel put it succinctly when he says Marines, and in fact everyone in the military, they train like they fight and fight like they train. And there's a reason for that. They make the training realistic so that when they are subjected to combat, their training kicks in and they know what to do. There have been other accidents, however, because, as he mentioned, it is a dangerous business.
And when he says something like that, we train like we fight, would that imply that they wouldn't have been wearing life vests or that sort of thing because it would be difficult to wear that in a combat situation?
Well, in a full life vest situation, it probably wouldn't fit. They do have the Navy does use the other kind of life vest too. But the problem is getting out of that vehicle inside where the Marines sit, and it's up to a squad or a little bit more who sit inside of this thing, which is submerged. It's a steel box with bench seats on either side. The way they exit this thing is when they get to shore from the ship to the beach, and if they travel inland or not. But the ramp in the back pulls down, and the Marines exit, and they secure the perimeter, and they go about their business. So getting the ramp down while it's in the water is probably next to impossible. It's not the first accident involving an AAV. They train the AAV drivers at the Del Mar Boat Basin at Camp Pendleton, and in 2011, one Marine was killed in a training exercise as the AAV sank.
It is so upsetting to hear about our brave service members going through this. Bob, typically what happens now after they have a chance to try to find people and talk to the families in terms of trying to prevent this? Is it one of these things where sometimes things will be mechanical issues, other times it's just difficult to find a way to keep this from happening?
I don't know that it would be difficult to find what happened, but what they will do, Virginia, is they will conduct an investigation. No mishap goes untouched, if you will. So every time there is a mishap, they will investigate to see what went wrong. They'll interview the survivors. They'll interview the crew members. Were all the procedures in place? They'll go through everything like that. So yes, so it doesn't happen again. Again, these things have been in service since 1972. Don't know which version this was, but they are looking at replacing the AAVs with something called an amphibious combat vehicle, which is a wheeled vehicle. These AAVs that off the Macon Island were tracked vehicles, or Amtraks as they call them. So they are looking at a replacement, but they will conduct an investigation. They are thoroughly committed to getting down to the bottom of this. Yes, they train like they fight and fight like they train, but they do go through all the safety procedures that they can possibly do. But there's an inherent risk when you train for combat.
Yeah, you are so right, Bob. Certainly those families are in our thoughts, and we appreciate you talking to us, Bob, with giving us some insights into this.
My pleasure, Virginia.